Hello and welcome to Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Hopefully, it doesn't take the luck of the Irish for the Patriots to find their next free agent signing, and hopefully, there is indeed a pot of gold at the rainbow leading to the NFL draft and the end of free agency and perhaps the trade market as well. We start today looking over at potential draft picks that could be going the Patriots' way at the top four in this NFL draft. And a lot of media members are now asking the question, should Travis Hunter, one of the top two prospects in this draft, potentially slide down to number four? And that's more if quarterbacks do end up sliding upwards and quarterback needy teams being at the top of this draft and other teams being able to and willing to trade up into those spots could force Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter down. If Carter goes and Hunter is available at four for the Patriots, the question now becomes, do they actually pass on Hunter to address other needs, specifically offensive tackle and potentially wide receiver, since Hunter is listed as a cornerback and that's what he's seen as the top position for? But with the Patriots shelling out a lot of money to sign Carlton Davis to give a running mate to Christian Gonzalez and really form a dynamic duo on that back end, could the Patriots actually pass on a top two player in this draft? The short answer, no. The Patriots aren't going to pass on Travis Hunter. He is too talented, and Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf have repeatedly said that they want to make sure that they are building out this roster through free agency and potentially through trades in order to be able to take the best player at the top of the draft in whatever slot they're at. Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter are those two players. Additionally, the Patriots really view Travis Hunter not only as the top cornerback in this draft, they view Travis Hunter as the top wide receiver in this draft. They see him atop Tet McMillan at this point, who is a potential selection for the Patriots at four, and potentially if they decide to trade back as well. But notable that they've already got Travis Hunter atop that list. Now, depending on where the roster shakes out and if he's going to be that nickel corner or third wide receiver or outside boundary threat, what you need to know here is that Travis Hunter is going to be at the top of the board. And if he is there, he's going to be selected by the New England Patriots. The only way I believe that he would not be is if in some weird scenario, if Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, the quarterback, starts shooting up the draft boards and three quarterbacks come off. And we've seen some ESPN and NFL.com people who have that scenario playing out. I do not believe that to be the case. The Patriots could potentially decide between Carter and Hunter. I don't see that playing out. I think one of the two of them potentially could get there, and the Patriots won't be passing on either one of them. Additionally, there could be some issues around the tackles that the Patriots are talking to right now. They were not able to, or decided they priced themselves out on the top free agents. They were planning to go after Baltimore's Ronnie Stanley with a full court press in the same way they did Chris Godwin. They struck out. They offered almost $10 million more per season. Stanley decided to go back to the Baltimore Ravens. And Dan Moore, they had a price point for him, and they already went over it and said, we're not going to go there. So the next two up on the list, Cam Robinson, who was with the Jaguars last year and then traded to the Vikings, and Jedrick Wills, the former first rounder for the Cleveland Browns, who fell out of favor and due to injury also did not make his way back in the starting lineup last year. There are questions around both of them, both on and off the field, and the Patriots have ties to both of them as well. Jedrick Wills, obviously being in Cleveland, that's where Mike Vrabel was as a special assistant. And then Doug Marrone, obviously having Cam Robinson in Jacksonville. Both former and now current head coach for Mike Vrabel, knowing these players well and likely does play a factor into why they have not been offered a top contract yet. Because of their relationship, more than likely, they will want to give them an incentive-laden deal and one that they can work up to, or what the NFL likes to call prove-it deals, offering potentially a one-year deal in that $5 to $10 million range and allows a player to show their worth with an opportunity to start and play at a high level. Both of these players also and their agents are not stupid, and they want to take in as many offers as possible to maximize the value of free agency. Not all players get there because they are locked up by their current teams previously, and they're going to try and maximize their spot. So don't be surprised to see this drag on a little bit more, and a little context on why the Patriots haven't immediately shelled out another bag to bring these guys in. But at the end of the day, both Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf unfortunately do not want to see a scenario where Vidarian Lowe is starting at left tackle, and the way to do that is to bring someone else in. And again, you want to be set at that position before the draft and not say, hey, we have to go get Membu or Will Campbell at the top of this draft and be able to move around the board. You want to see that come to you. They'll only be able to do that if they're able to sign someone in free agency. Additionally, looking at the draft, the Patriots more than likely will be selecting a running back in this coming draft. Antonio Gibson was a great addition last year, while Ramondre Stevenson, excuse me, had his issues with fumbling and everything else. A lot of that can be attributed to the offensive line in front of him, but there probably is a scenario where the Patriots could spend a high draft pick on a running back. More than likely, it will be a day two, round 3 or 4 selection, or that day 3 selection as well. This being a deep running back draft, don't be surprised to hear the Patriots link to a lot of them, and not at the top of the draft. Ashton Ginty from Boise State, obviously going to be the top running back selected. And then the one right behind him is Drake May's former teammate, Amarion Hampton from North Carolina, who, in my opinion, could end up being just as good as Ginty in this draft. Two players that the Patriots have been linked to already: Jaquavius Woody Marks at USC, their pro day happening last week. And Tony Pauline actually remarked that the Patriots had a lot of conversations with Marks and said they did whiteboard work and talked with New England personnel scouts as well. Marks checking in at 5'10", 207, so good size for the running back. But what is notable is that he is seen as a big-time pass catcher. He has 261 career receptions for the Trojans and could fit the mold and bill as the Patriots' new pass catching back as well. Another running back in the draft who is getting some fanfare as potentially a top 5 running back in this draft is Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. Additionally, had their pro day. Sampson checking in on 200 pounds, a little bit shorter at 5'8", but ran a 4.35 40 and showed amazing footwork through everything that they went through there. So, again, fits the bill with someone that Mike Vrabel wants to see as a leader. Was shown that and was regarded as that with the Volunteers. But the Patriots are already doing their due diligence on the running back position. Again, it is a deep draft, and don't be surprised to see the Patriots tied to a lot of them and then selecting one this coming April. Finally, looking at what comes next for the New England Patriots, they had a flurry of day one activity, adding those 5 new starters, getting the 4 on the defensive side of the ball, but there still remains the holes for the Patriots. Left tackle, left guard, and wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball. So who signs next? There are the big names that continue to float around. Stefon Diggs, Amari Cooper, and Keenan Allen are the big 3 at the wide receiver position, all getting up there a little bit in age, all having injury concerns, and all would actually command a fair amount of money having to come out of the Patriots' pockets. Not that they don't have it to give right now, but wanting to be judicious in where that money is spent and not to be reckless, and also give the right amount of years on these deals. Stefon Diggs does come with his own issues. There have been rumors and documented things of locker room issues, but to say that someone that has played with someone like Josh Allen and could actually fit what Drake May wants to bring to the table. Amari Cooper in that same mold and would be exactly what the Patriots are missing in that big-time body on the outside. Keenan Allen would also fit that bill, but we do still assume that he will be going back to Chicago to be that number one or 1A, 1B option for Caleb Williams. A couple more to keep back pocket is uh, Elijah Moore from the Cleveland Browns. Mike Reese, Patriots reporter for ESPN, did mention the name, and actually another tie again for Mike Vrabel, coming from the Cleveland Browns. And don't be surprised to see more and more of these tied in with the coaches that they have on staff. Coaches look for that familiarity, especially in a new system that they want to establish culture and bring in players they know that are going to work hard, that fit their scheme, and are going to execute the things that they need to up front. Another one is Tyler Lockett, who was released by the Seattle Seahawks. His skill set may be a tad redundant with the players that they have on the roster right now, but again, a veteran presence to really help everyone out. One more thing of note from Mike Reese is that he actually noted that Keyshawn Boutte could be a potential number one option in this wide receiving core should the season start right now with the players that are currently on it. That goes to his credit, really, of working his way from a 6th-round draft pick to the top of the depth chart right now for the Patriots. I don't expect that to hold true by the time we get to training camp, but again, someone who's really worked hard, and with Boutte, with Pop Douglas, with Kendrick Bourne, now Mac Hollins in the fold, and what Jalen Polk and Javon Baker can give you, there's talent in the room. It will be interesting to see how it all plays out, and hopefully with a new addition that can either help mentor along with Mac Hollins or come in and be the true number one option for Drake May. Patriots continue to have a lot of work, so as we continue to report on everything that comes across, be sure to go down and subscribe for our channels, turn on notifications so you can get the latest information to your inbox every day. Get in our comments and let us know who you think the Patriots should sign, and make sure you give us a like and check out our other videos. Again, fight on, Foxborough.